Hi everyone, welcome back to Coding Hives. Today we are going to learn about something in React called useState. Let's start with a real life example. Imagine you are holding a water bottle. At first it's full. When you drink from it, the water level decreases, right? To keep track of how much water is left, you need a number that changes over time. So in React, we use something called state to keep track of values that can change, like the water level in your bottle or a number on a counter or even the text inside an input box. And the tool that React gives us to do is called useState. So in this video, we are going to answer some important questions beginners always have. Like, how do I make a simple counter that goes up when I click a button? Then how do I show a text as I type inside an input box? Then how do I make a toggle like dark mode on and off? Then how do I manage a list of items and like a to-do list? Finally, how do I handle multiple values together like a profile form with a name, age and other fields? So by the end of this video, you will know how to use state in all these cases, and you will be ready to build interactive apps in React. Before we can try useState, let's quickly set up the React project. For creating a React app, you need to write something like this: npx, then create a React app, then app name. In this case, I already created, okay? So this is the command to create a React app. I already created here. So whatever name you gave here, it will come here, okay? So this is our React project. Clear? So next what we need to do is we need to get inside of this my app. So we can give like this cd my app. So if you want to run a React project, you can write a command like this: npm start. So this will create a React project open within your browser at localhost 3000. Okay. So here you can see a React logo and some default text. We will be working inside a file called app.js. You can see here, this is a file we are working. You can see here we got the output like learn React here, right? So we can write something like this: learn React from coding Hives. We got like this, right? Now our first example is a counter. First I will create a component folder in this src folder, okay? So I am writing like this: components. And inside this, first I am going to create a component named counter, okay? So here I can write like this: counter dot jsx, okay? So here we can use the shortcut to create a functional component like arrayfce, okay? So it will create like a template, okay? So the first line is import a React from React, right? So here we need to import the use state we are going to try, right? So how we can use here use state is using a curly braces, then use state. Okay. So here two import are there, React itself. So we can write components and the use state function which will let us to create a state variables, okay? Next, we need to create component. So this is our component we already created, right? Const counter. This counter is the component name. A component is just like a small box that can display something on the screen, okay? So inside this component, we can write the code, okay? So first we can write like this: const, then in the square bracket, we can write count. Count is the variable that holds the current number, okay? We can think it of as a bowl that stores the value, okay? And we have one function to you update that number. So we can write like, normally it is a convention like we can use set, then that variable name. So like this, okay? Set count. Then initial value of this count we can assign here like this. You need to write use state, then in the bracket we can give the default value, okay? So here I am assigning this count as a 0 only. Clear? So here set count is a function we use to update the number. It's like the hand that puts something new into the bowl, okay? So here use state of 0 means start with the value 0. Clear? This part is something that we are showing in the page, okay? So here what we need to do is I will make a h2 tag, that means a heading, and here I can write like this counter. We need the value of that count, right? So here we can access the value using this curly braces. Okay, so inside this we can give the variable name. So here in this case the variable name is count, right? This will show the word counter then followed by the current number. So why we are using this curly braces is it let us JavaScript values inside HTML like code. Okay. Now I need to give a button so that when I'm clicking the button, I can increase or decrease the count. Okay. So here I can write like this button. Okay. Now we have a function like on click, right? So I can write on click. I can give it as an arrow function like this. Here what I'm going to do is I am going to change the value. So we can change the value of a variable using that set function only. Okay. So here what we need to do is I'm going to do like set count. Then I will write like this count plus 1. Okay. So this will increase the count. Okay. Now I can give like this. Here I will make like increase. Okay. So this when I am clicking this increase button, the count will be incremented. Clear? Same we can do for decrease also. Now the last line here, export default counter. That means this makes our counter component available so we can use it in app.js. Okay. This component we are going to use it in app.js. Now the question is, how do we actually see this counter? So for that we can go for app.js, and here I will remove these all things. We don't need these all things. So here I will give a simple message to know like hello from coding Hives. Okay. And here I can just include this counter. Okay. So this is like this. We can do a close like this also. Okay. We can import counter from that path. Okay. Now we will try to run this. You can see this is we are getting. Now if I am incrementing, you can see this is the value. Okay. Next we are going to create another component, that is a text input with useState. Okay. So here I'm going to create one more file named I can give a like name input. Okay. So here also I will write the shortcut RAFCE. Okay. So now here we need useState, right? So I can write like useState. Okay. So here I'm giving a useState variable like name. Okay. Const then name then set name. Okay. So here the convention is like this: set then that variable name, and the first letter should be capital. Okay. So here this is the name, right? So initially we are setting this name with a empty character, empty string. Okay. So here we can write like this: useState then empty string. Okay. So here we created a state variable called name. It starts an empty string because this means nothing is typed yet. Okay. Now the set name is the function that update the value. Okay. Next we need to have an input box, right? So I can write like this input, then we can mention the type, right? So here the type is text, and we can give a placeholder that I can give like enter your name. Okay. Next we can give a on change. So here on change we can pass e, right? Then the same arrow function, and here I need to set the name, right? So we have a function set name, and in the parenthesis we can give e dot target dot value. Okay, so what it means is when you type something, you need to update the name variable with the text from the box. Okay, from the input box. Just close it. Now I will use this name we are getting from the input box. Okay, so I can write like this: p, then hello, then I told the variables we can access through this curly braces. So here this variable name is name, right? So like this only. Now we need to use this in the app, right? I mean app file, app.js. So here give like this name input. Okay, sorry, name input. Here for example I am writing coding hives. We are getting this coding hives, right? You can see this is the dynamic working. So our third example is a Boolean state, I mean a true or false. Okay, so for that I'm going to create another file named dark mode. Okay, I will give a file like dark mode, then toggle. Okay, dot jsx. Okay, so here also I will make a shortcut like this. So we got a functional component here. So here we need to give that use state, right? Use state. Okay. Now here we are trying Boolean values, right? So for that I can make a variable like const. Then I will create a variable is dark. Then the function is set dark. Okay, clear? Set is dark is equal to, we need to give Boolean, right? So use state. Boolean value means either a true or a false, right? So in this case, I'm initially assigning it as a false. Okay. So here at the beginning, it's false, meaning it's not dark. Okay. Set is dark function to flip the switch. Okay. So in the div, we can do some styling and all. So here, I will give some style. Here inside this style, like we are changing the style, right? I mean, if it is black, we need to change into white. If it is white, we need to change into black. So here what I'm going to do is I will write like this: background color we are going to change, right? And here I'm going to use a ternary operator. Okay, like this is something like a simple if else statement. Okay, if it is true we need to do something, otherwise we need to do something else. Like that the condition we are simply saying using a ternary operator. Okay, so here how I am going to do is give a colon, then is dark. Okay, so if it is dark is true, we need to change the background, right? So I can give like this a question mark, then what we need. So here I am making it as black. Otherwise again one colon, then we need to give what mode. I mean here in this case it is white. Okay, that's it. Next we need to give a button, right? So that I can give here, but I will make some little bit styling here like this. Height is 100 vh. Okay, here need to put a comma. Then display also I can make it flex. Then justify content, if you want you can give. Okay, just I'm just aligning. Okay, then align item, we can align it to sender. Okay, so this much only is the styling part. Now I will make a button. So while clicking the button it will change. Okay, so we can give like this button on click. Okay, so here we can check the state. So I will make the same arrow function here, and here we can check like this: set is dark. Okay, set is dark. Then we need to make it opposite, right? So we can give simply like this: not is dark. That means the reverse, I mean the opposite of that current variable value. Okay, I mean black. If it is black, then white, otherwise black, like that. Okay. Now here I will give like this, switch to we can give like this, switch to the value. Okay, so here we can mention the color also, switch to is dark, then question, then it will switch to light, otherwise it need to switch to dark. Okay, then I'm just mentioning the content like mode. So here we can close that button, right? Button. So here in this case, the button on click, this note dark means the opposite of the dark. Okay. So if it is currently dark, true, clicking makes it light. I mean false. If it is light, clicking make it dark. So the text inside the button also changes. That is why we are giving like this. Okay. Here we will try to include this also here, like dark mode toggle. Okay. Now we will check the result. You can see. Okay, so here the content also changing, switch to light mode, switch to dark mode, like that. Okay, our next example is array state. So we can simply design a to-do list, not that much complex, a small to-do list only. So here I will give a file name as to-do list. Okay, to-do list dot .jsx. Okay, here also the shortcut RAFCE. Oh, the to-do list, I think you know, like it is a, so here, as I said, we need to import useState first. Okay, we will make a useState variable as a list. Okay, so here like const, I will give to-dos, then set to-dos. Okay, so this is an example of array, right? So here in the inside this useState, we can make it as an array. Clear? So this is an array. Now we need one more variable that we need to input something, right? So that also I will assign here, like const input, then set input. Okay, so set input is a function. So this is some value we need to enter, so that initially I am assigning it as an empty string. Okay, so here this to do is a list, which means it can store multiple items. At the start it is empty. Okay, we need to make a function to add the items, right? So here for that I can write like this, const, then I will make a function like add to do. Okay, then the same arrow function. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, if there is no input, we no need to do anything, right? So first I will check like this, if I can write like this, input, this is the input variable, right? Input dot I can give trim equal to empty. That means nothing is there. Then we can simply return. Okay, this trim is a function, so we need to give a function bracket. Okay, this one also no need here. Then we can simply return. Okay, now our aim is to add the item which is in the input box to the existing to-do list, right? There is a shortcut to do that. I will share here. We can do like this, set to-dos. Okay, so this will set the to-do list. I mean add the values to that to-do list. For that we have something like this. We can give this 3 dots. Okay, then the list name, the array name, then the input. Okay, so in this case we have some existing value. For example, I can say, for example, if I have 1 2 3 4, this will be my to do's. Okay, and I am entering 8. This is my input. So what is happening is this command will make this all together. Okay, so this means it will copy all the things. Dot dot to do's means copy everything already in the list, then add the new input at the end. Okay, now we need to make our input also clear, right? So that also we can do like this: set input, then clear. Okay, now we will work in this return part. So here I will make a heading like my to do. Okay, this is the heading. Now here we need one input box, right? So that I can mention like this: input, then type, that is equal to text. Okay, this is the input. Then value means the value we are entering, so that we are storing in this input, right? So this one. Now on change, what need to happen? On change. So on change we need to do like this: we need to get the input, then an arrow function, then we can write set input. Okay, set input, then the value we are getting from the input box, right? We can write like this: target dot value. Okay, we can also give a placeholder like add a task. Okay, so this much is the input box. Now we need a button, right? We need a button. So when we are clicking that button, that input, I mean whatever we are adding in that input box, need to add to the existing list, right? So for that we can write a button like this button, then the function on click. Okay, so whenever we are clicking this one, we need to call this add to do function. Okay, this way we can call that add to do function. Okay, now I can write like this add. Okay, that is fine. Clear. Now we can show that all our task we have, I mean whatever content inside this to do's, we can simply show. So for that I can write a list like this. Okay, now I can make to do's dot map. So here map function is used to traverse an array and we can access the values. Okay, here I will pass this to do. This is a single element we need to access. Okay, that is why I'm giving a variable name. You can give any name. So here I am giving as to do. I will give you one example to understand this concept of map. For example, if you know Python, we are accessing a value in a list. Like for example, I have a list like numbers. I want to access each number. Then I can write for num in numbers, right? Like the same concept we are using like this here. Okay, I mean using this map. Then here we can also add one more thing, that is the index, like the index like 0th position, first position, or whatever it is. Okay, now the same arrow function, here we can add each individual element. So key is equal to the index. Okay, then this to do, like whatever element is the individual item will be displayed here. Okay, key index is required by React to track them uniquely. Okay, now we will try to add this also in this app.js. I will make this all comment. Okay, add this one to do list. Okay, you can see this one. For example, React, I will make a start or React series. Okay, now I'm clicking add. You can see this one is here. Now this next task is make breakfast. Okay, that is a daily task. Add. Okay, now next is learn something new. Okay, learn spelling learn, yeah, learn something new. Okay, I'm adding. You can see it like this. Okay, cool, right? So now the last example is object state. Okay, so we till now we learned a simple number, text, then Boolean, then list. And the last one I'm going to try is an object state. So for that, I will create a file named user profile. Okay, so we can make it as user profile dot jsx. Okay, the same RAFCE shortcut. So here, as usual, I said we need to import useState, right? So I will add like this useState. Okay. So what is meant by this object is when you need to store multiple values on state, like a profile form, we can say it as an object. Okay. So here I will create a profile variable. I mean an object profile, then the function name. I told set, then that variable name is equal to use state. Okay, here what we are going to do is we are going to create it as an object, right? So I will make a curly braces. Here I can mention multiple items. Okay, so here I am mentioning name, then maybe I am having age, then we can add one more field. For example, we can add country. Okay, clear? These three variables is enough for now. Now I will add one more function that we can give a name like const handle change. Okay, I mean whenever I am entering the value, what need to happen. Okay, so that logic I'm going to implement here. So at that time I need to just make a call of this set profile function to save that values. Okay, so for that I can write set profile, then as I told, we have this one. This is really useful like this. So this will copy the entire profile list. Then we can add the new one, right? So that also we can mention here e dot target dot name. This is a common function for all this in variable. I mean for name, age, and country. Okay. So whatever I am typing in that boxes will be assigned to the set profile. Here I will make a heading like user profile. Okay, user profile. And now here we need some input box. I mean three input box we needed, right? So that I will write here type equal to text. Okay, then name equal to name, right? Then value equal to, here how we are accessing the individual item is this name, I mean the object name, then dot the variable name. Okay, this one. Okay, now on change we need to add this name to the profile, right? So for that we can call our handle change function. Clear? Now the same for all other two variables as well. So I will just copy from here. We need three, right? So, and the next one is age, right? So that will be a number. So I will change like this. Then him giving here this name as age. Okay. So here also this is age. Okay. Now the third field is country, right? That is a text fine. Here we need to change it as country. Then here also we can change it as country. Okay. So this much part is okay. Now we need to show the I mean the profile, right? So I will make like this p, then hello. We can add like my name, sorry, my name is, then this one. In here we can access like profile dot name, right? Then we can add the other fields as well, like I am, then the age. Okay, so here I can write like profile dot age. I am, we can say years old. Okay, then we need that country also, and I live in, then profile dot country, right? Profile dot country. Okay, now we will try to include this in app.js. So user profile, right? User profile. Here we must do one thing, that is equal, right? Yeah, now I think it will be okay. We will check. So here I am writing Rasina. Okay, you can see here, if I am writing 33, it will come here. UAE, it will come here. Okay, so this is the magic of React. So now you have seen the power of useState, right? With a number, we made a counter. With a string, we made a live input. With a Boolean, we made dark mode. With an array, we made a to-do list. With an object, we created a profile form. So useState is the foundation of interactive apps in React. Every time you see something can changing on the screen, it is usually powered by useState. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.